Disney CEO Bob Iger resigning from Apple's board. This is the two companies prepare to compete in the streaming wars. Joining us right now is Joanne Lipman, journalist, author, of course, the author of the book, That's What She Said. And Ed Lee is here, New York Times corporate media reporter. They are both CNBC contributors. I thought that everybody was on the same page. And my question to you is, does Bob Iger getting off this board, and by the way, we also had Reed Hastings getting off
the board of Facebook.
The Facebook board. Is there a real conflict, and do you think you're going to start seeing fights between these two companies?
Oh, 100%. But we're already starting to see it. You mentioned Reed Hastings already got off of the Facebook board, and then Sheryl Sandberg a year ago got off of the Disney board, and so did Jack Dorsey from Twitter. So this Bob Iger thing is just the latest in what we will see is an accelerating war. As these, what used to be sort of very synergistic companies, the content and the tech companies are now bitter rivals.
How much of this is
it's the streaming?
But how much of this is going to be a battle over the placement of where Disney Plus lives on, for example, like Apple TV? Bingo. And what's going to happen to my? I used to have a little Mickey Mouse face that you could use in your Apple Watch.
You think that's going to go away? No, the Mickey Mouse face is going to stay. It's going to be there. Disney Plus is going to have a nice placement on Apple TV. The bigger, more immediate fight, and I agree with Joanne, is going to be over the actual content itself. Like, for all the talk about the golden age of TV, which it is, the sort of the infrastructure around the content being built, the producers, the stars, the scriptwriters, et cetera, that hasn't really budged. So everyone's fighting for the same small slice of talent that's out there, and I think that's where the immediate fight's going to happen.
And we should say the commingling of these boards started really with Steve Jobs when he sold Pixar to Disney and then got that board seat. And then
that's a big part of how Steve Jobs became that much richer.
Let me ask you a separate question. Relates to all this, but slightly different topic. Tomorrow morning, Randall Stephenson from AT&T is going to be speaking at the Goldman Sachs conference. Obviously, he's now under attack from Elliott Management. What do we think he's going to say, and what does he have to do?
I think he's going to say what they've been saying in statements, which is, look, a lot of this plan we've already been undergoing. What these suggestions that Elliott's made, we've already been there. Also, they're going to hold fast on their management makeup. They're going to. This is our guy, John Stankey, is the appointed CEO.
But the reason I raise this is you've written a lot about the pricing issue, which is to say that when they bought Time Warner, the whole idea was they were going to raise prices, Joanne, right? That was the whole idea. They were going to be able to create a whole new service. Now, it's not even that they're going to have basically flat margins. It's almost like a negative margin business because they're going to create a bigger service and not be able to charge more for it.
Like why did you buy it? Why did you buy it then is the question, right?
Which
is what Elliott is asking, right? I mean, even when they bought it, the stated aim was, look, we can do what the targeted advertising. You can sell higher rate ads because you now have both the data and the service, the content around it. And then also streaming, which is, their forthcoming streaming service, HBO Max. That's a big part of it. Here's the thing. Yes, they still have to sell the same thing to everybody. So maybe it helps to sell more AT&T wireless subscriptions if you can give HBO for free. That's it's a marketing ploy ultimately. But yes, it doesn't move the needle a ton.
Verizon stock has done better, and Verizon is held up as the model AT&T should have pursued. But
it's unclear whether.
Do we not think of Yahoo and AOL? Those were the two stupidest acquisitions Verizon could. I mean, how much did they write? I mean, they were much smaller, obviously, but
small, but they're huge at the time, of course.
What have they been written down to?
Yeah. The ones that Verizon, the content things that Verizon.
If you're thinking big, wireless isn't going to get you there.
But if you go back to HBO Max and streaming, I mean, they're looking at $15 a month. I mean, at this point, the Apple TV Plus is going to be $5 a month.
That was stunning, by the way. That price was stunning.
Huge, and they're trying.
Aren't those subsidized? Are those subsidized though?
$7 a month, right? With that massive amount of content. So all the other streaming services, I mean, basically, Disney's trying to be a category killer, and now Apple comes in and says, we're going to undercut you. So it's really kind of going
to...
They've undercut everybody.
But does anyone here want to bet on the idea that HBO Plus or HBO Max can somehow turn into the next Netflix? Right? Because that's fundamentally the question here.
But I think the bigger question actually is, will Netflix remain the next Netflix? Because what you're seeing here is Disney Plus is basically trying to displace Netflix. Apple now is coming in and trying to undercut Disney. So that's where your war is coming in.
But I also think that at the same time, it's going to be, there's going to be 3 or 4 of these guys, right? So they were all fighting to be the top 3 or 4.
And
that's
prices are going up over time, don't you think? It's not going to stay at $4.99.
They'll all go up over time, but right now,
entry level.
But the entry level price, the idea is to come in there and kill the other.
Joanne Lipman, Ed Lee, thank you guys for a great conversation.
Thanks.